Ayo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mark back at it again with another video. This time,
Bro, are you serious right now, bro?
Yeah, it's crazy. Can't believe I made it. Marathon bitches ain't no race. Came up, threw it all in their face. Niggas favorite. Yeah, your niggas favorite. Two-tone rollie, boxing papers. Fuck a nigga in my way.
today, starting today, I'm doing my own spooky, scary Sunday. But, chill, hear me out. I'm not just going to take the whole spooky, scary Sunday. Whatever day this come out, we're going to come up with a name for it. And then therefore, I'm going to upload on that day. Okay? So if it's come out Tuesday, we can do,
A few inches later.
Spooky, Scary Tuesday.
What?
Or we could do Silly, Wacky Wednesdays. Silly, Wacky Wednesdays. That's tough, right? No, but if you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get back into this. Jordan messed me up on my schedule, so I got 2 videos coming out. I got a video that's coming out before this one. It's the cut Zodiac reaction, I'm pretty sure. And then we got this one, and then after that, I got another banger dropping for you. Hopefully it's IRL, because I got a lot of IRL stuff that I have to do. Got a whole list of it. I got no cameraman, man. Y'all holding me back, y'all. We're doing animated shorts today. If y'all like this and y'all want me to keep doing it, just comment down below and then recommend me stuff. It's basically like how Corey does it, but like I'm not gonna steal this nigga's flow. That's dick eating. And yeah, I'm not going to keep it PG either. So that's the good thing about this. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna have to say. So yeah, we're doing 1C. I'm pretty sure I said it right. 1C Entertainment. And I picked out 4. If I think they're kind of short. So I don't think they're really that scary, then I'll pick one more, and that'll probably be a little longer, and I'll probably make it like an IRL scary. Who knows, man? This is like my first time doing it, so I'm gonna do it. First animation, this one's called True Creature Horror Story Animated. Ooh, I told you I was gonna be all animated. 4 or 5 minutes long, so we're gonna get into this. Hopefully it's scary. Hopefully I'm in the camera because I wanna sit back and enjoy this.
A small bit of background that is relevant to the story before I start. I am a father, and I was tragically put in a position to give my daughter up for adoption at 6 months old.
Dang.
The family that adopted her keeps me in the loop, sending me videos and pictures of her. Keep that in mind as I tell this story. This takes place 4 years after. I was out deer hunting in northwest Alabama, about 50 miles from the Georgia border. My hunting trip started like any other. Gathering supplies, packing up, and checking with all the necessary outlets, so if something goes wrong, I can get picked up.
This joint popping out of my
I left at about 5 a.m. I got to my destination around 4 p.m. to a hunting lease a buddy of mine had. I then began my trek to a tree blind. Once I got there, I set up my sleeping area and headed off into the woods to find wood for a rocket stove. I found the wood pretty quick. Then I made it back to camp for an evening of relaxation and peace. Before I called it a night, I was sitting around watching some videos of my daughter playing and talking.
How many of y'all ever went camping? I ain't go camping a day in my goddamn life, and I never will.
Until I got tired and decided to climb into the blind.
Catch my black ass
This blind was about 12 feet in the air, mind you.
You guys are wild.
I was going to get some shots. The entire forest was deathly quiet, as if it was waiting for something to happen. The night air was cool on my face as I sat up. Under any other circumstance, it would have been a nice night if I didn't know that a predator was around. While I sat there waiting for any noise to come through, it was as if the night had died. After about 5 minutes, I decided to ignore it and try to get some more sleep for the hunting tomorrow. It took about 30
I just realized, who goes hunting by themselves? Like, what happened? Like, what if you fall down what if you fall off a mountain and sprain your ankle? Now you by yourself. Like, what? What if you? I'm pretty sure all of y'all seen that video on Twitter with the bear. What if that's you? What are you going to do?
Started to doze off again when I heard something that shook me to my core. I heard my daughter's voice. At first, I thought I was hallucinating, but about 30 seconds later, I heard it again. This time, it was close enough to understand what was said. "Daddy, where are you? I'm scared. Help me." It was unmistakably my daughter's voice, only it sounded all wrong, like it was a recording. I checked my phone, but it was turned off to conserve battery. It was a rather bright night, so I decided to peer out of the blind to see if I could see anything. In my head, I wanted to see what was using my daughter's voice. She was 600 miles away from there. There would be no way she was out here with me. This tree blind was set up in such a way to make it really hard to see at this time of night. It overlooks an area where trees were few. They were about 20 feet apart, so there was plenty of moonlight beaming through the branches and reaching the forest floor. At first, I saw nothing but empty woods. But with whatever was using my daughter's voice getting closer, it was only a matter of time. About 5 minutes passed, I heard it again. It seemed to be coming about 50 yards north. I turned my head to look in that direction, and I stopped. My breathing froze. What I saw in front of me was a 7 to 8 foot tall alabaster creature sniffing the air.
What?
It had no hair, and it appeared emaciated,
What the
like it hadn't
what is
fed in
that?
about a week. It had long, lanky arms that
I ain't
ended in
gonna lie,
human-like hands.
my boy, I'm getting the
As it
booming. I'm
scanned
getting
the
the
surroundings
booming.
without making noise, it would find me, and I would never make it home. Watching it sniff the air for some time, I saw it walk about 100 feet. Then it said again, "Daddy, I'm scared. Help me." This time it sounded more hurried, like it knew I was somewhere around there. I refused to look away as I watched this thing walk off. After about 10 minutes, the sounds of the forest started up again. I let myself relax for a second. Once I did, my entire body ached. I must have been tensing up really hard for a long time. Needless to say, as first light came, I got out of there, and I refused to go back. I've told this story to native friends when I got home, and they think it's a Wendigo, but I'm not too sure. All I know is I will never be back in that area of woods ever again.
See, like he messed up. Cause if that was me, me personally, I would never go back hunting ever again. I wouldn't step foot in the woods. You said that part of the woods. What if the nigga can walk? Just go somewhere else. See, like it don't make any sense. People these days, bro. People these days, it's ridiculous. It is literally ridiculous. Okay, second animation. We're moving along. We're in the second animation. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cold, so I'm gonna get a blanket and I'll be back. Wait.
What's up, guys? It's Quandale Dingle here. I have been arrested for multiple crimes.
Parents divorced. We found this beautiful apartment in the heart of the city, and when I first saw it, I fell in love, not knowing how horrible things will end up in this place. I have always tried to sleep in my room, but I was not able because I felt very uncomfortable in the room from the start, and I was not sure why.
Not facing the wall.
Even though I felt uncomfortable, I shook it off as I was just paranoid and stupid until I kept waking up at 3 a.m. every night to something touching my back, which ended up as intense scratching and after whispering in my ear. It was whispering my name over and over again until I passed out from the intense fear that I felt. After a while, when things became very scary and intense, I told my mom what happened, but she didn't believe me. She was blaming me because she knows I love to watch horror movies and told me that all these movies are making me scared to sleep alone. I was terrified. I didn't know what to do, so I decided to sleep in the living room on the couch. I was really happy because I didn't have any paranormal experiences or anything for a while until one night when I woke up to the wall in front of me being scratched and like someone was knocking on the wall. It got louder and louder until it turned into intense pounding on the walls. It sounded like the building was going to collapse. What made it even scarier that the wall that was pounding could not have been made by a person because we did not have a neighbor since the person who last lived next to us died from torture and murder. The apartment next
You mean to tell me you still got the apartment?
to us was completely abandoned. No one lived there since the last 20 years.
20 years.
A few weeks after this happened, my big cousin came over to sleep at our house so that we are not alone, and I felt comfortable sleeping in my room when she was there. So we watched a movie and fell asleep. Again, at about 3 or 4 a.m., I woke up and saw a figure, a shadow, a man, I am not sure what to call it, stand in front of my door. It was staring at me. I froze. I was able to move. I was able to speak, but I didn't. I did not believe what was standing in front of me, so I was not able to say even a word. In just a blink of an eye, I saw it come so close to me that I saw nothing else but its huge red eyes, and it whispered to me my name. It whispered over and over again until I blacked out. Soon, we finally moved to another apartment, and I didn't feel any bad spirits in the new place, so I felt safe and happy again. Although the only thing that still haunts me to this day is when my cousin came over when we moved and told me that when she slept in my house, she saw me at 3 a.m. sitting on the bed with my mouth wide open. She said that I looked like my mouth was just going to rid apart and my eyes were white, plain white. She told me that I looked dead. She was so scared of me that she hid under the blankets crying and was not able to move. She also said that I was whispering something over and over again. My name.
Okay. That was calm. That was light. This next one, our third video. The creature in the woods. Another video about the woods. I don't like the woods. I'm allergic to every goddamn thing that exists. I'm not stepping foot in the woods at all. You heard me? At all. It's wild, bud. It's wild. It's crazy.
This happened to me when I was in 4th grade. I used to visit my grandma during my summer vacation. It was a fairly large house with 2 floors and multiple sheds here and there. In the back of the house, there were these woods near one of the sheds. As a kid, I used to travel through these woods from time to time as I liked staying there with the trees and the birds. I know it's weird, but I looked for fossils as well as hoping to find some dinosaurs or something. One day I was digging and I found a head of something that looked like a bull. I thought I found something like an old species of bison or something and rushed to my grandmother. I told her of my discovery and she said it was just a bull that died years ago. I then asked why it was there and she said people used to bury their dead animals there and it acted like some sort of pet cemetery. I was kind of disappointed, but I still kept the skull because I found it to be really cool. My grandmother said to throw it away, but I hid it in the shed near those woods thinking it would be safe there. I then returned the next day hoping to find more skeletons, and I did. I found skulls of dogs, rats, and some unidentifiable bones. I used to store them in the shed near the woods. One time, I went a little too deep in the woods looking for such finds. Moving past a fence I found, I began roaming and lost my way. I knew my grandma would be working at her farm and she wouldn't be home. I was so scared, and night was approaching. The only things I had with me was a hand shovel, a bag, and a small torch. I was moving as fast as I could, trying my best to find my house. As I was walking through the forest, I saw a shadow of something that looked like a deer with large antlers. But something was odd about it. It didn't seem to move, even after seeing me. Usually, deer run away after they see someone, and I was surprised that it didn't. Suddenly, it turned to me with its glowing bright eyes, and then to my horror, I noticed it didn't have the body of a deer. It was something else entirely. It had the legs of what seemed like a dog with paws, and the body with human-like features. I couldn't see any fur. Instead, I saw skin, rotting skin with dry blood and maggots. I slowly backed away from that thing and to my surprise, it charged at me with a loud roar. I ran without any aim through the thick woods with that thing right behind me with its glowing eyes and disproportionate body. I ran through every thorny bush and climbed on every ledge until I saw the light of home. I opened the back door and stormed in, closing the door behind me. I peeked through a semi-visible window on the door to see that creature attempting to move up the stairs near the woods to my house. But it stopped midway, turning its bulky head here and there, and then left. I could see its front legs were bigger than its hind legs, like that of a gorilla. I ran to my grandma's room, and she asked me where I was all this time and that she was worried about me. I kept quiet, and I lied that I was just around the backyard, and she warned me not to go in the woods without her accompanying me. The very next day, I went to go check those skulls I had collected in the shed near the woods to throw them away, as I thought this creature had something to do with those bones, but they were already gone. I still wonder to this day what that creature was and what it wanted with me.
Okay. See, normally I don't get scared when I watch videos, so if y'all get scared, y'all mad, puh. Alright guys, for the last video, we are doing True Grandma's House Horror Story Animated. And it's by the same people, and we're going to get right into it because it's 8 minutes long, and yeah. So, hopefully this one's...
I am Farzana. I live in Bangladesh in the Sylhet district, and this happened when I was 10. At that time, I had a best friend whose name was Aliza. Her hometown was Dhaka. So, for her father's transfer, she had to leave Dhaka and come to Sylhet. We always went to school together by school bus and came home in the same way because our school was very far away from home. When I used to sit with her on the bus, she used to tell many ghost stories that happened in her grandma's house, but she didn't believe in those kinds of stories. Neither did I. They were just for fun. Anyway, when the winter vacation came, she decided to go to her grandma's house, whom she used to talk about. And she also insisted I come to her grandma's house. I asked permission from my parents, and when they allowed me, I started to pack clothes for a few days. Her grandma's house was situated in a village, but I don't remember the name, so sorry about that. When we arrived at the place, I saw a very big old house.
What's up with the pop-up ads, YouTube? Come on, YouTube. We gotta do better than this. I've been using this platform for how long? We need to do better.
House. At the back of the mansion, there were so many trees and different kinds of animals. It was like a jungle. Even farther away, there was a big cemetery. There were so many rooms inside the house, and there were so many people, too. When we arrived at the mansion, the grandma's family members welcomed us. They gave us a room for my friend and I to live in. There was a back door in our room which led to the jungle. Her mother said that we should not open it at night. I also listened to her. There was a break at the bottom of the door, like if there was someone on the outside, then we could see his or her feet. Anyway, because of tiredness, my friend and I slept instantly. But in the middle of the night, I woke up from the sound of an anklet, like someone wore the anklet on their feet and it made a sound. I said to myself, why would someone wear that type of anklet and make the sound? Suddenly, I noticed that there was someone at the door wearing anklets. I was going to open the door, but suddenly someone placed a hand on my back, and I saw that it was my friend. But she was so scared.
Didn't your grandma just say not to open up the door and go out there? Why would you do that? Why would she do that?
I was going to ask what happened. Then she said that no one comes to this forest at daylight, and in the night it was forbidden. Exactly. Then she asked who it was, and I pointed to the door. As soon as she saw that, she fainted on the spot from screaming. Because she screamed, all the people in the house woke up and came to our room. Then Grandma asked what happened. She told her all the things in a scared voice. all the people became shocked by hearing this, that she saw 2 feet which were cut and placed beside a body. I was shocked too, because I saw 2 feet wearing anklets. Then I said to them that I was going to open the door. Immediately after saying this, her mother hugged me with so much relief. Then I asked, "What happened?" Then Grandma said that they would tell us everything in the morning. They gave us another new room which had no windows or any back doors. There was just a big bed, a closet, and a table lamp. Elise's mother slept with us that night, but I couldn't sleep that night because I was having nightmares about those feet. After waking up in the morning, I saw that the imam of a masjid had come. My friend had woken up already and was wearing a chain around her neck. After I came, he said to come and sit. So I sat with my friend, and he spelled some dua in silence and gave me a chain the same as my friend's. He said, "You should wear this until you leave this place." Then I nodded okay. After he left the place, I asked my friend's grandma, sitting on another sofa, "Whose feet were those last night?" Then she took a heavy breath and said, "Well, 30 years ago, this house was huge and empty. A few months after getting married, my mother-in-law died of a disease. She had a sweet teenager daughter and told us to take care of her. She was my sister-in-law, but I raised her up as my own child. She also used to love me so much. When she grew up, we married her off. But one day, she committed suicide and left a letter that her husband cheated on her with some women. After seeing this, I immediately told my husband and he reported it to the police. So for burying her, I gave her a final bath and covered her with clean white clothes. All Muslims do before burying a corpse. I immediately went to bed with tears and without eating dinner. My husband insisted I eat, but I couldn't. Then me and my husband went to bed. After sleeping for a few hours, I heard some noise like someone was digging. Then I woke my husband up and he too heard the same. Then my husband and I went towards the graveyard in the middle of the night. After reaching the graveyard, we saw something unexpected happen. There was a madman standing beside my sister-in-law's grave, and he took out the corpse from the soil. My husband shouted at him, asking what he was doing here. The man held an axe, and we thought that he would harm us by using the axe on us. Instead of harming us, he cut the corpse in half. I mean my sister-in-law's corpse. After seeing that, I screamed loudly and fainted on the ground. Then I don't know anything. When I woke up, it was already morning and I was laying in my bed. I saw that my 3 daughters and 2 sons were sobbing. Then I hugged them all and cried. I asked them where their father was. Then they said, in the graveyard. Then I asked what he was doing there. My eldest son said that he was burying his aunt's corpse with the imam of a masjid. Then I rushed out with my children and saw that my sister-in-law's legs were halfway removed from the body. I asked who the man was last night. My husband said that it was an old mad guy. When you fainted, I screamed very loud, then all the people came and they took you in the house, and some guys and I ran to catch the guy. Fortunately, we caught the guy and handed him to police. Then police took him to a mental hospital, and the doctors found out that he was a psychopath. They instructed him to live in a mental hospital for life. Anyway, the imam said that she has committed suicide, so Allah will not accept her body in the grave. So every full moon night, she will come to the back of your house, and you should ignore her. I was so sad at hearing this, but I prayed to Allah that He forgive her and give a place to her. So for this, every full moon night, she appears by wearing an anklet because it was her favorite. But I ignore her because the imam says that's not the matter, because if her husband had cheated on her, then she would have shared that with me as I was very dear to her. So I would like to say that whenever you feel depressed, then you should share with your dear ones, but don't take suicide as a step. It will ruin your life and you will not be accepted by God. At her grandma's story, my friend was in tears. I was in tears too. Then I said not to cry, please. I tried to please her with my most affectionate words. Then I said to my friend's mom that I wanted to go. Then she said she had to go too. Honestly, after all this happening, I didn't want to stay there anymore. Anyway, after getting back to my home, I told everything to my parents, and they soothed my worries. It's been 4 years since this happened. I am now 14, and I still go to the same school with Eliza. Whenever we think about this story, we feel cold, even if it is summer.
All right, Gangalanch, the first ever Monkey Mondays, or whatever you want to call it, is officially done. I think it went pretty good. I mean, these videos are like, I don't really get scared, so these videos are just, you know, cool. So for the first time, we want to start off slow. Then the second episode, we want to keep bumping it up. Then third one, then fourth one, then fifth one. We just gonna keep. But anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to check out what is it? 1C? 1C? I'm pretty sure it's 1C. 1C's videos, 1C's entertainment videos down in the description below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at UPT_Mark. Also follow me on TikTok at UPTMark. Also follow me on OnlyFans at UPT_Mark. And make sure to follow me on Kick at UPT_Mark. And make sure to follow me on Snapchat, UPTMark00. And make sure to follow me on B-Roll, UPT Darker. The last three I was joking, but I was not joking about the B-Roll. That's UPT Darker.
Yeah, it's crazy. Can't believe I made it. Marathon bitches ain't no race. Came up, threw it all in their face. Niggas favorite. Yeah, niggas favorite. Two-tone rollie boxing papers. Fuck